Aaron here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks so much for joining me this evening. As you can see here, I've got another review of the Stabilo Colored Pencils. Now, the last time I'd done a review of these, it was the Aquarelle Colored Pencils, the version that they do, and I'll have a link down below where you can go across and see that review. And I also done kind of like a watercolor painting of a flower, I think it was. But I've now got this review here of just their ordinary, I suppose this would be kind of like their ordinary colored pencil, okay? But they're not your run-of-the-mill ordinary colored pencil. Now, like I said in the last review with regards to Stabilo, I was really, really pleasantly surprised at how good the quality of their pencils were with the Aquarelle ones and also now with these ones as well. Since I've been doing this, reviewing colored pencils and stuff like that, time after time after time, I pick up a set of pencils or I'm sent out a set of pencils, and I always have it in the back of my head. You know, I'm comparing them to some, before they even get to me, I'm comparing them to some of the other bigger brands and what have you, and I'm expecting them not to be doing so well. Whether it's, you know, just because they're not the big brand names, or well, because it's, you know, you don't hear that much about them online or something like that. And like I said, time and time again, I am proven wrong so many times. It's unbelievable. In terms, and I'm really quite happy that I am proven wrong, because Stabilo, although it's a really big name, you know, with their fine liners and their ordinary graphite pencils for back to school, that type of thing, and highlighters and stuff. When it comes down to artist grade colored pencils, it's not a name that immediately jumps out at you. But after this review, hopefully if it's not a name that jumps out at you, hopefully it will be a name that you will certainly consider going forward. Now, let's just jump straight into the review here and we'll have a look and see, right? So in terms of sets that are available, now this is kind of like, if I had to pick one of the only faults about these pencils is that there's not enough of them, and that's a testament to how good I like these pencils and how much I've enjoyed them, because they come in sets of 12, 24, and 38, I believe it is. Yeah, 38. And although they come in these sets, they're also sold open stock, which again is something that you wouldn't really... Now, I will say this, here in the UK in any case, I'm not too sure what it's like in other countries, in America or anywhere like that, they're not really readily available. And this is another thing that I think one of the reasons why people don't automatically turn to a brand like this, because there's, you know, you walk into an art supply store and it's not one of the first brand names that you would see sat out in the shelves. But like I say, hopefully after this review, I'm going to be changing people's minds about these pencils, because I have loved using them for lots of different reasons, and I'm going to get into that now. So like I said, that's the sets. The prices for the sets, as always, will be over in the Art Gear Guide. If you want to go across there, you can have a look over in the Art Gear Guide, because I always put out the prices for the different countries and what have you, and I'd rather do that over there as opposed to on the video. So as you can see here, it comes at a 10 now. That this is the 24 set that I was lucky enough to be sent by Stabilo, and this is the colours that come in this 24 set. So let's have a look at the actual pencil itself. Now this is, you know, I'm going to say something here, and I know you're all going to go, for goodness sake, Harry, that has got nothing to do with how well this pencil is going to perform or anything like that, but I really do love this about this pencil. Now, as you can see here, they are a hexagonal barrel pencil. Now, in terms of, this is what's really, really strange about them, okay? They're not wax, they're not oil. They are made of a clay, like a kaolin. I'll put the word down below in the description, and like I say, I always have a written review over in the Art Gear Guide. You can go across and see the correct spelling of the word. It'll come up on the screen here. That's what the core of this is made of. Now, Stabilo for these pencils, they're not watercolor pencils, but you you can activate them with water, and the markings underneath will stay where it is, but it will disperse the pigment, and I'll show you that in a second, which is really strange because, like I said, they're not sold as watercolor pencils. So along the barrel here, in terms of the information, like I said, it's a hexagonal barrel. The core is a beautiful 2.5mm core, so it's really, really slim. And the barrel is in between 7.5 and 8mm millimeter in diameter. Working our way along the barrel here, you have the Stabilo logo and name. And then next to that, you have the type of pencil that it is, which is the original. Then you have some numbers here, and those numbers correspond to the fact that it is the original set. So if you're buying open stock, this 87 number here references the fact that they're the original pencil. So in other words, not the watercolor or say like the Carbothello. And the other number beside that there is represents the pigment. Now here's the thing here. Some of the more high-end pencils that I've reviewed don't even have this information on here. Yet though here we are with Stabilo, which would a lot of you, I'm sure, as I had up until this point, would not really consider these artist grade, say, colored pencils, but yet though with all they have the light fast rating here on the pencil, which is absolutely fantastic. When we turn over the pencil, there's just a barcode there for obviously open stock purposes. Also at the very end here we have like a white line. The barrel, the color of the barrel represents the pigment, so whenever you're looking at your pencils, the actual color of the barrel represents the pigment. And in actual fact, the color of the barrel, I know this happens an awful lot in colored pencils, but the color of the barrel actually represents the pigment really quite well, really quite close. A lot of times that doesn't happen, and that's fine because at the end of the day, when you get a new set of pencils, what you want to do is you want to start putting this, making your own swatches, writing, your the numbers and stuff like that down beside it, just in case you want to go out and get them open stock. Now, here's the thing that really I think these pencils are fantastic for. Look at the end there. This tiny little logo for Stabilo right on the end. And I know it's stupid, but there's just something really retro about that. And I don't know what it is. I don't know whether I had a set of these when I was a kid or something, but there's just something really retro about it. Now, I will say this as well, and I'm not too sure whether this is just maybe my set or whether it's part and parcel of the actual material that these pencils are made of, but there is kind of like a strange odor. And again, it's not a bad odor or anything like that, but it's just not your run-of-the-mill. When you open a set of colored pencils, you have that kind of that pine, woody smell. With these, it's not that. Again, it's kind of like a homely retro smell, if that makes any sense to you. But anyway, so that's the characteristics of the pencil. And one more thing before I go on to the performance of the pencil. This white, it's not very opaque or anything like that. I'm going to be doing it on a black piece of paper so you'll get to see how opaque or how opaque it is. But this white pencil is amazing for blending colours and burnishing, that type of thing. I just love it. So anyway, let's get on and we'll do some tests here. Okay, so as always, what I'm going to do is the top layer will be a single light layer, then the next layer down will be 5 light layers, and the layer after that will be 1 heavy application. So that's the 1 light layer. And now I'm going to do the 5 light layers on top of each other, just to give you a rough idea of the blending, or not the blending, the layering ability here. Now, like I always say, I do 5 layers for a reason. Most color pencil artists will do 5 layers, roughly around about 5 layers, before they start using odorless mineral spirits, that type of thing. So I use that as a guideline. But as you can see there was no issues whatsoever with that, and I could get more layers on there if I wanted to. But I'm now going to go down and do the last one, which is just a heavy application, and then I'll speed this video up and do all the other colours here going along. Okay, so you can see there the different layers. Now, also, I do have a speed drawing. I just done a quick drawing just of a Disney character. There'll be a link down below. You can go ahead and click on that, and you can see the speed drawing of that. It'll be on a separate video. I got some complaints a while ago, not complaints, but just some people giving me an idea and saying rather than putting the speed drawings at the end of the review, put them out as a separate video, and then that gives people the option if they want to go and watch it or not watch it. So that's what I've done going forward this year. But as you can see here, the colours are really bright and bold, and they layer exceptionally well. Really, really, I can't begin to tell you how surprised I am at just how well that they layer. So, and by the way, the paper that I'm using here is just watercolor paper. It's hot pressed, £140. So I'm going to show you this kind of the fact that the Stabilo say that it's they say that it's slightly aquarellable, however you're supposed to pronounce that word. But I'm going to show you here now with what's some of the colours that I have here. I'll go with the blue first. Now, the reason why I've done those strokes is because they say that when you activate it with water, it's supposed to leave the strokes visible underneath. And so, I mean, it's really strange, but it's amazing the way it is. So there you go. So you can see it does exactly what Stabilo say that it's supposed to do. When you activate it with water, it does react a little bit like a watercolor pencil, but it leaves the pencil strokes underneath, which is intentional. That's exactly what Stabilo have designed these pencils to do. It says that on their tin. So I'm not going to do any blending or anything like that, because obviously if you're going to use that technique, then they're going to blend really, really well. I suppose that I'll just do a very, very quick dry blend here for you to show you what what they're capable of. So I'll just use the yellow and the red, and we'll try and get a nice orange here. There you go. You can see there, it's created a really nice orange. Now, the other test that I always do here with color pencils is like a black paper test. So just to show you the opaqueness or opacity or whatever of the pencils. Okay, so I've got some just the same colors as I did the last time, and we're just going to do it on some black paper here. This is just Winsor & Newton black paper. I've just cut it down into smaller strips because it's just easier that way. But this is just like a heavy application that I'm putting down here. I'm not doing any light strokes or anything like that. So that's the green. Oh, and by the way, there is no pigment name of these on these pencils either. So, but there is color charts on the Stabilo website. So when you're doing your own swatches and things like that, there you can go across and reference that, print it out, and keep it in the tin or whatever. So as you can see there, the green is it's really nice and opaque. Now we've got this red, nice red. Just let me lift it up here because obviously the light glares off it a little bit. Then we've got some yellow. And then this, actually I'll use this lighter blue for this. There we go. So you can see there that those colours look really nice on the black paper. Now I'm going to use the white Stabilo pencil here. Now, the reason I've never used the white pencil on any of the other pencils when I'm doing the test is because I combined all those and put them into one big white pencil test. But that test has been done now. So now when I was using this, it wasn't very. Oh, actually, look at that. Actually, that's crazy. Look at that. I mean, it's a heavy application. It's not light. I'll do a light application of that. There you go. I mean, that Stabilo white pencil is amazing. I actually didn't think it was as opaque as that whenever I was using it, whenever I was doing the drawing and stuff like that. It didn't appear to be that opaque, but it has this really nice softness to it, and that's what's really strange about these pencils. They're not waxed, they're not oiled, but they feel like a combination of both. They've got a really nice hard core. You know, it doesn't break. You see me there. I put quite a lot of pressure on those pencils when I was doing it, and the pencils are really quite sharp. And none of them broke. I mean, they did break occasionally when I was doing the drawing, but very, very occasionally, and that's when I was putting a lot of pressure on it. But this white pencil is really, really good. I was really surprised at that. That's the first time I've seen it on black paper, actually, so I'm actually quite taken back by how opaque that white pencil is. Anyway, guys, like I said, you've seen I've got an image coming up here now of the drawing that I've done. Like I said, it's just a quick Disney drawing that I wanted to do because at the end of the day, I've got so many different reviews that I've got to get done this year, and to sit down and do like a fine art piece for every single set of pencils, I would never get it done. I would never get any reviews done, and that's fundamentally what this channel's about. If I can put out a little bit of artwork and show and demonstrate the pencils while I'm doing the review, then that's a bonus for me. But if I do a review and there's no artwork with it, I will at a later stage come back and do some artwork with that particular pencil, because I do think it's important that you get to see what the pencils are like whenever they are being used and stuff like that, and the different types of tips and techniques that can be achieved with them. And that's really about it for me, guys, for the Stabilo. Like I said, I with the watercolor pencils that Stabilo sent me, and these ordinary colored pencils, as you can see here, the original. And if you just look on the tin there, down at the bottom there, it says, not sure whether you can see that, aquarellable contours remain visible. So that's what I was saying earlier on whenever I showed you how these pencils work with a little bit of water on them. You can still see the lines underneath. And ordinarily, that's not what you want with a watercolor pencil. But obviously, there are going to be occasions where you might want that. And that's exactly how these pencils have been designed. I was blown away by these pencils. I love them. I love the watercolor pencils that they have. And I'm so excited about using the Carbothello pastel pencils, because I've really wanted to use those for a long time now. But the review for those will be coming out soon, and it'll be coming out soon in one of the issues of Colour Pencil magazine. So stick around for that, and don't forget all the reviews that you see in Colour Pencil magazine will also be here on the Art Gear Guide as well. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Don't forget you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Links for all that will be down below, or go across to the Art Gear Guide and you will get links to all the channels over there as well. All the best, guys. Bye.